Hey folks, so Jayce and I are both over 21 and everything we are doing is legal in Chicago. Please drink responsibly. You're kidding.
You're kidding. I'm drinking a chalky milk.
Chalky milk. We got my whole, what is this, a gallon of Nesquik?
With 8 grams of protein.
It's a half gallon of Netflix. No, it's Nesquik. Oh no.
That's so funny. You're drinking your half gallon of Netflix and I'm drinking a half gallon of CBS All Access.
Oh, I want the HBO Max, though. I love HBO Max. Listen, I love HBO Max. It's the best streaming service.
I love Apple TV Plus.
You like that?
Yeah. I know I'm the only one in the world.
I've literally never heard a good review of that.
I don't know. I'm just a fan, I suppose. I got a free year of it because I got a new computer.
Yeah, because your computer took
died.
a shit. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of 4 of my classes.
Oh my God. And it was like right after we had edited the episode.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, we had worked so hard on it.
After you edited the episode and then sent it to me and then your computer died.
Yeah, dude.
So that was really lucky.
Yeah. It sucks though because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't have uploaded to the cloud.
Oh, that's sad.
Because I don't trust Apple, but I needed it to be in the
they
cloud.
Have it anyway, you know what I mean? They have it anyway. Anyway, so welcome to Your Kidding.
Oh, is that the intro? Okay, wait. We need to vibe.
What's the vibe? Oh,
Turn
yeah,
off the damn lights because I'm gay.
We got coffee earlier, and coffee for me, Bryce, and Jayce, and every single one of the drinks was iced.
And I was like, that's how you know we're a house full of gay people.
Because it is 16 degrees in Chicago right now. It is pure ice outside.
And all of our drinks are iced. We just told that story together. That was kind of wonderful. Huh?
We're so cute. Our podcast is great. You guys should listen to it. It's You're Kidding. We post every Wednesday.
We do. We do YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Stitcher. It's working.
Oh.
Yeah, I checked that and it's working, so I guess we can say that it's on there now.
Oh, now officially on Stitcher, I suppose. We have a Patreon as well, several different tiers. You can check those out.
Oh my God, please do. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll put them up on the screen.
Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment.
We didn't do the whole intro moment.
Oops.
So,
well,
welcome to Your Kidding.
A podcast about nothing.
Yes, we are under the influence.
No, we do not know what we're talking about.
My name is Maddison, and my pronouns are she, her.
And my name is Jayce, and my pronouns are they, them.
Oh my gosh, period. We went through that. We really did that.
I know. Even though it's a little out of sorts, it's just sort of quirky.
That's just who we are.
Exactly.
We're just quirky.
Quirky girl hours.
Quirky girl hours. Speaking of quirky girl hours, I wanted to talk about a video game again. I've just been playing more because quarantine,
Gamer girl Maddison. Back at it again.
Back at it again with the white vans. And
oh no. Oh no.
So old. Wow, I just really aged myself.
Should be like, D's nuts now.
No,
I feel like that's
not that. That is not funny.
Neither is Back at it again with the white vans.
I think it's funny. Anyway, so I've been playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate again.
Yes.
Because I love that game. And it is widely hated by the gamer community, specifically Assassin's Creed fans, for some reason, even though it's rated pretty well. When I was looking it up, the ratings are pretty high. I have specifics about that I'll get into. But let me just tell you some things about the game. So I was, replaying the game and I thought about this video that I had seen a few years ago on YouTube, called In Defense of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I was like, oh my God, I feel the same way. I want to talk about that. That video is by that boy Aqua. I wrote it down this time.
So you didn't say Maddie B Raps?
So I didn't say Maddie B Raps. It's Mr. Maddie Plays, though. The word Maddie just made me think Maddie B Raps, okay? That can't be the first time that's happened. Anyway, so I didn't rewatch the video just so that I didn't just steal all of the points. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I did watch it a couple years ago, but I'm sure they're very similar for why. And then I watched another video that was somebody shitting on it, so that way I could be like, no, it's not correct. And that was a Walshy video.
All right.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it was released in October 2015, and it's the ninth main Assassin's Creed game. And there's now 12.
Are there spin-offs? What do you mean by main?
Yeah, there's 22
What the?
Assassin's Creed games, and some of them are like arcade style, some of them are like apps on your phone. One of them is it's like a side scroller.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, they have a bunch of like cool little things like that, but the like main video games, there's 12 of them, so this was the ninth one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've played Origins.
Yeah, that one is the 10th.
You're like a little encyclopedia, huh?
Yes.
Wow. I'm very impressed by you.
Oh, thank you. I love video games. So yeah, Origins was the 10th. And what's interesting about Syndicate to me is that it's the last game that came out in what I would call like the traditional format of an Assassin's Creed game. The first 9 games kind of all had very similar gameplay objectives, things like that. They all like worked the same. And then there was like a massive overhaul in Origins that made it more like open worldy almost. And I mean, they were all open world, but like,
It's very much an open world. It's 100%.
oh yeah, definitely. But it's like bigger and like usually it's like one town.
Oh.
Or like something similar to that. Or like you can only go to a few different places.
Yeah.
And in this one you can go through like all of London and there's different boroughs. But in Origins it's like all of Egypt and like different continents and all that stuff.
Huge.
Actually, that there is a Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is this is gonna be wrong.
You can just make something up.
It's like the 4th or 5th one in the series. That one actually has like a you travel to different continents one, and that's another one that's people's like favorite of all time. It's a pirate one.
Yeah.
And that was the first one that they had like the ships in, and that's like a really big thing now. Anyway, oh my god, I have so many things to say about this series. I love the Assassin's Creed series. Lots of people hate it. Lots of people love it. It's like one of those things. I love it. Yeah, like I said before, like gamers hated it. But when I looked online, the lowest score was a 66 out of 100, and the highest was like a 9 out of 10. I know those are different scales, but you know.
Yeah.
And like that's not that bad for how much I remember like people literally shitting on it.
Yeah, I've only played Origins. Haven't beat it yet. It got kind of hard. That's my review. I would give it... I'm trying to think of a score. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 in terms of favorite video game that I've played.
Yeah, I've played all of them. Well, I think almost all except for maybe like 1 or 2 in the middle. But I don't like Origins. It's like the one that I could not finish. Like I couldn't bring myself to finish.
I
the
really
game.
like riding my camel and being super sexy. And that is why I enjoy it so much. But there's
you should
a real
play Odyssey though. I think you would love Odyssey. That one's my favorite probably.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get more of them because I do enjoy the gameplay. I just think that there was just such an increase in difficulty all of a sudden for like no good reason. And then I had to like run all over the place to try to find something that I could get experience points, from. And it was just far too difficult for me.
That game was heavily criticized because they kind of put experience points behind like a paywall.
Oh.
Which is probably why that happened. So it was notorious for being like the first game that they had that kind of. Actually, maybe I'm lying because now that I'm thinking about it, they have that in Syndicate. Except in Syndicate, it's not like required for like to go forward. It's just like if you want to be strong at the beginning, you can. But in Origins, it's like you need it or like you can't beat people.
Yeah, no, it's like far too difficult to do anything that's more than 2 levels above me. But
So,
that also might be because No, I don't want to sell myself short. I'm good at video games.
No,
I'm
yeah.
doing a good job. It just is hard.
No, for sure. And if you don't know what a paywall is, I'm sure you do, but
Yeah.
But for people listening, there'll be these things like a store within the game where you can buy like a boost, so your experience points will get higher, so you can like level up. And it costs like real life money after you already bought the game, and like in this specific one, Origins, there's like a sudden difficulty spike in the game. So if you don't buy that boost, you like can't progress. So they call that like putting it behind a paywall.
Yeah. Like when you try to access an academic article and then you have to pay $5 for it.
Exactly, yeah. So I know that was a big criticism with that one. It wasn't, I didn't really experience it in Odyssey, but I know some people did, but I was fine.
Yeah, I mean, after a few attempts, I could like get through the difficult parts, but it just like took a few tries, which was kind of aggravating. But I suppose that's also just like a part of video games, you know?
Oh yeah, totally.
Having to try again.
Okay, so I love the game system we have going on here. So I figured we'd do another game with this one. And this time I'm going to show Jay's characters from the game. And they're going to guess if they're good or evil and what their name is.
Yeah.
We'll do good or evil first and then a name.
Okay. I'm nervous. I have told Madison before the show that I feel very much pressure to be funny during the name game.
Let me tell you when it takes place, so that I'll give you some clues. So this game takes place in London in the Industrial Revolution era. So like 36, like 1901.
Fuck if I know.
Is that right? If that's right, that's fucking crazy.
I don't know anything about London.
It is written down here. Wait, I'm going to check. 1837 to 1901. Holy shit.
So you were wrong.
I was 1 year off. Anyway, it's the Victorian era London.
Okay.
That's and it's the most modern of all the Assassin's Creed games. If you don't know, they take place like all throughout time.
Yeah.
Time and place. So this is the most modern, and it follows. Oh my god. This game is the first one that follows a woman in the main series, but it is actually not just a woman. It is twins. It is two protagonists, and you play as these twins.
Yeah.
And this is them.
They're good.
Yes, they are good. And let's guess it's a guy and a girl.
Yeah,
twins.
I'm just going to guess their
and
names.
also, I forgot to mention when I was saying the location of this game, there are real historical figures in this game as well.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
I'm probably not going to know them.
They're also like animated.
Yeah.
But it is like nice, like realistic.
Yeah,
so.
I just don't know who was alive when. So I won't get anything right.
Totally. But I mean, you never know. One of them, I think you might get.
Okay, I think the guy's name is Henry. And I think the girl's name is like Alex or Emma.
You know, those aren't bad guesses, actually.
Thank you. I
Like
think
the
they're really
vibes
good.
of them are in the like in the ratio. You know what I mean?
Did you just say the vibes of them are in the ratio?
Yes, I did. Yes, we are under the influence.
Funny.
No.
The vibes of them are just so in the ratio right now.
Well, their names are Jacob and Evie.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that was a good guess from me.
That was a really good guess.
Thank you.
Jacob and Evie Fry.
Fry. All right.
Yes. And I guess I'll just tell you a little bit about like the beginning of the story while we're looking at them. So
Okay.
they are in something England. Like Crawley or something, I think is the name.
I wouldn't know.
And their dad was an assassin and they like were born into it, you know, kind of a thing. And they know that London nearby has been completely taken over by this enemy organization, the Templars. And completely taken over in like every aspect of the word. Like they have a gang that runs the streets, And they also like own all the factories, and they're in like the government, like they're everywhere. Like they own all of London.
That's why it's all covered in red on the map.
Yeah, until you steal it. Yep. So the council of the assassins, like the leaders, basically, they keep sending you, Jacob and Evie, off to do like menial tasks. And they're like, why don't we just go to London and take it back out of Templar control? So they don't tell anybody, and they jump on a train to London, and they're like, let's take on London, just the two of us. It's fucking so good. This game is so good.
Yeah, no, you know what? I remember the little home base on the train was really cool.
Yeah, their home, their like, yeah, base camp is a train. Yeah. So it like moves throughout the map the whole time.
And it's like
so
really
cool.
well designed. It's like very beautifully done.
It really, I know it didn't come out that long ago, like 2015, it's not that long ago, but it really holds up, you know?
Yeah, it looks really cool, honestly. There's some like weird graphic stuff that we've moved past, but who cares?
For sure. I mean, yeah. So yeah, this is Jacob and Evie. Let's see who's next.
Oh my god. I don't know. Does he have like a normal name? I want to say something like
wait, good or evil?
I think good. I think you're trying to trick me with the angry image of him.
They didn't. That was not the intent, but he is good. I mean, I think.
I think his name is something like Richard Dawkins or something. Or
you're not gonna believe this.
What is
Charles Darwin.
No way.
I swear to God.
That is so fun. Well, I feel like I was kind of close. Do you feel the
Yeah,
same?
no, that name was also in the aspect of the ratio. What did I say last time?
The vibe of the ratio.
The vibe of the ratio.
He looks really funny. I would
yeah,
not.
he's someone that you can like just do side missions for.
That's so funny.
Cool.
Do you learn about like evolution or something? Like, why is he in the game?
I've only done one of his so far, I think, actually. I don't remember what it was. But it's really cool. And that's what's cool about these games is that there's like real people in them. Like it's cool to me, like a historical figure. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'm just wondering, like, do they just like use them as characters in the game, or is it like they're actually just like, do they talk about things that they've done?
They do, yeah. They like definitely do things that are like very historically accurate, but they do put a thing at the beginning that's like, obviously these conversations like did not happen, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But like they do have them do historically correct things. Like they have one of the like Spartan War. That's Odyssey, the one that's in like Greece and Rome.
Is that the one with the white outfit? You know, the iconic Assassin's Creed outfit?
No, that's the very first like 3 games.
Oh, okay.
That's like the like old Italy ones. Yeah. And Odyssey is the 11th game. It came out like a few years ago. But it's cool because you're like a fucking like Spartan warrior. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
You know?
I hear you. That's kind of like the same-ish vibe as the Origins one, because you're like a warrior for wherever town you're in or whatever. Maybe the whole country. I don't really know.
They reuse the like bird mechanic too.
I hate the bird mechanic.
It's so much better in Odyssey though. In Odyssey, it like is wonderful, but in that
it's just
one,
kind of useless.
It kind of sucks.
It just is kind of useless in Origins, at least. Like,
I agree.
I don't really need it, but it's like required to use it sometimes for no reason, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. Origins, I just don't like that game. Okay, here's the next one. Good or evil? This is her with Jacob.
I have a feeling she's good then, if she's with Jacob. But now I feel like it's a trick. Yeah.
She's bad.
Why is she with Jacob? Why is he smiling?
Well, he didn't know she was bad, and they were kind of like getting their flirt on a little bit. He did some missions for her, and then he finds out she's a Templar.
I think her name is like Elizabeth.
No.
What is it?
Her name is Pearl Attaway.
What the fuck? I hate that.
Okay, next.
I have no clue. I don't
This
even
is
know.
like one of the only assassins that's left in London, and he's who they meet when they get there. And he's like, finally, the council sent someone to help us like free London from Templar grasp. And then you guys are like, yeah, they totally sent us.
Rohan. I don't know.
No, Henry Green.
It was Henry. I guessed Henry already.
Yeah, you did. You
That's
did.
so
Wrong
dumb.
guy though. He's pretty cool. I like him a lot. You spend a good amount of time with him. He like helps you on missions and stuff.
Yeah. He has good hair. This dude's name is like Gibson or something.
Is he good or evil?
I think he looks like he's helpful. So I'm gonna say he's good. He looks like he has a kind
good. He
face.
is good.
Yeah. What's his name?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh. Oh, no way.
The inventor of the telephone.
Yeah.
He
That's
is
so
in the game.
funny.
He invents the grapple hook that you can use to travel throughout the game for you.
I don't know if this is weird to say, but he's kind of cute.
He is kind of cute. I don't know like what he really looks like, but it must be like this, right?
Like the top right picture, I think he just looks really cute.
He reminds me of Jared from Silicon Valley. A little bit.
Yeah. That actor is cute. This guy,
Good or evil?
well, you're sharing a drink with him, but he looks kind of evil.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is an evil man. Can you guess his name?
It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name of someone who is greedy. Because he looks like he owns like a bank or something.
He definitely is always referred to by like his full name.
I don't know. I have no clue.
Maxwell Roth.
Oh God.
And he's gay.
Oh. Okay.
But a villain, so okay.
Does he have like a boyfriend or what?
I think they just like say that he's gay. But he totally like flirts with Jacob, and Jacob is totally bi. And here I have something to show you.
Oh my God. The fact that was like like a segue into this slide. I didn't even know that was so funny. Okay, they're kissing.
This is after, spoiler alert, if you want to play the game, don't listen to this. Jacob has to murder him because, well, they were like basically like kind of flirting it up, being friends, whatever. But then he finds out that he's evil. Maxwell tries to like blow up a place full of children, and Jacob has to save them all. There's like, it's a much more complicated thing, but.
So it seems like the trend so far is that Jacob does not know how to pick potential
Absolutely
partners.
not. He's a man of all mans, like the worst man.
Yeah.
And
Like cannot pick a partner to save his life.
nah, big old jokester, can't, like, definitely not boyfriend material.
He's
like
0 for 2 in evil partners.
Yeah, for sure. But after you kill him, after you get a kill in or like an important kill, an assassination, I guess, in these games, there's like a little short scene that's like time is frozen and you get to talk to them. And in his, Maxwell like pulls Jacob down and kisses him, and Jacob's like,
Is that something that happens no matter what you do? Or is
Yeah.
it like an impacted thing?
yeah, these games you don't really have like choices. It's kind of just like you have to go do this.
That's wild. I wonder
Because
how, like,
it was like a
gamers
thing
felt
that
about
happened
that.
already in history.
Yeah, I wonder how gamers felt about that.
They loved it or hated it. I guess it's like kind of a half. It's a split down the
Yeah,
middle.
because I feel like the community, I mean, yeah, I feel like the community that I envision when I think of people who play Assassin's Creed is like homophobic people. I don't know. You know what I mean?
They actually have been pretty good about like being inclusive in their games.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just
And
imagine
like
people who go to GameStop, and that is just a majority of homophobic people to me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, those people are definitely real. It's just surprising that it's like this game because it's not that bad, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a bunch of people try to say that like he's not bi and that like Maxwell just kissed him and Jacob was like mad about it. But it's so obvious that they like flirt, and Jacob is not like mad that he kisses him. He's more just like shocked. you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to say you're bi to be bi. Like, we
Yeah.
assume everyone's straight, you know? So,
Yeah, I totally
and
agree.
it, you know, it's a bunch of straight guy gamers that are like, there's no possible way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, next one.
Jimothy. No, I feel like this is a famous person, right? Am I right?
Yes, it is. Good or evil?
Good. And I'm just kind of assuming that famous people are good guys.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Okay. I don't know what his name is though. I just know he's famous.
It's Charles Dickens.
Oh. Does he write a book?
The very first time you run into him, he's like running down the street with like a bunch of stuff in his hands, like crazy. And he runs into you and he drops all of his stuff. And he's like, now we'll never know what happened to Edwin Drood.
Oh, that's really fun.
It's really funny.
He has a good mustache.
A great mustache. I really love like meeting historical people in the game, even though it's like a fake story. I don't know. They just do it really well. I don't know.
It's interesting for sure.
It's so interesting. Okay.
Is this Queen Elizabeth? Queen Mary? Is it a queen?
It is the Queen, yes. So good, right? I think it's Queen Victoria. Victorian era.
Oh, is that why it's called that? I wouldn't know.
That might be so wrong. Where's my phone? I wrote it down.
That's so funny that you don't know her name either.
Well, she's only in like the end of the game. And there's a really cool mission. Oh my God, I'll talk about it later. Wait. Yeah, it's Queen Victoria. I checked just to be sure.
Okay.
And she's good. That's her with Evie and Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This guy looks evil.
Sure is. This is our main villain of the game.
He looks like a I don't know.
A real good evil sounding name.
I have no clue.
Ready?
Yeah.
Crawford Sterick.
Crawford Sterick. Crawford, a solid name.
Solid name. He's a pretty good villain, I will say. Kind of scary. And there's this really cool scene, this picture, if you're watching, that's up on the screen.
Is it like a dance talk?
Yeah. So there's like a party at the like castle, like for Queen Victoria, and you're both there, and I think it's the final mission. I'm pretty sure it's the final mission. You're both there looking for a piece of Eden, which is like a extremely powerful object. They're all different. They all do different things, but they're all like massively powerful. They could like cure the sick, or they could like be like Thanos' snap, or like, you know, like they're literally just crazy.
Yeah.
And there's one like hidden near the palace, and there's a party. So you guys are both like, my chance to infiltrate. And you're both there, and obviously you have to be sneaky. So Evie's in this like ball gown, and because of that, her movements are like really restricted, so it makes the mission like extra hard.
Oh wow.
It's really cool.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah. And then she's on the dance floor, and she runs into Crawford Sterick, and they have like a ballroom scene where they like do a whole dance together. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure people hate it, but I fucking love it.
I like that idea too. It reminds me of the Dragon Age Inquisition mission.
Yes, it does.
Where you like eavesdrop on everybody.
I fucking love that mission, so I love this one too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're a little sexy.
I was gonna say that too.
And I think that's why it works. I don't know what it is, but the mustache is everything to me.
I think the jacket is just very like
so flattering.
It's very flattering.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, next.
This looks like a famous person.
This is a famous person.
Thomas Jefferson.
No.
Oh.
Good or bad?
Good.
Is very good.
Yeah.
I think you can get who this is.
I don't think
There's
I
a little
can.
clue on the screen. Look at what he's saying here. Don't suppose you'd formally join the Workers' Party.
Oh. Is it socialism?
This is Karl Marx.
Yeah. Wow. He is a little cutie. His mouth is so small.
So small. Look at all that hair.
Yeah. He looks
That's what being
like
a
all the
socialist
other
gets
ones.
you. Beautiful, luscious hair.
He looks like all the other ones.
No, he looks better. He looks healthier, doesn't
He
he?
looks exactly like the other one with the long beard.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
They look so
does.
different. I'm going to go back and show you.
He just has a lighter beard.
Oh.
That's
Well,
Harry
this is-
Potter.
You're going to
That
shit
is Harry
yourself.
Potter.
Okay, so good or bad?
Looks kind of like evil, like a narc, but maybe not. Maybe
No,
just a good guy.
actually, he's good.
That is Harry
Master thief that works with you and like helps you get shit for your
Houdini.
gang and like whatever. Super badass twink.
Why would that help me know who it is? Is that a hint?
I don't know. I'm just talking about him, but what do you think his name is?
I have no clue. Harry is the only thing in my head.
It is sort of in that vein.
Is he famous?
No, I don't think it's a real
Yeah.
person.
Okay.
Ned Weinart.
Ned.
And I have a surprise for you about Ned. Are you ready for this?
Was he gay too? Oh my
He's
god,
trans.
no way.
He's trans and he's like a master thief that like helps you do all your and he's like wicked
That's
smart.
crazy. How do you know that he's trans?
It's canon. It's like in it's just
like do they talk about it or did they just like announce that he was trans?
I can't think of like the specific line, but they had to have mentioned it in the game because like everybody knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so cool. Good for him.
Yeah,
Looks good in a
period.
suit. I don't like that hat though. Could do without the hat.
It's
He
kinda
does look like Harry Potter.
Totally looks like Harry Potter. Okay.
This is Milfred. She's good.
She is good. This is Florence Nightingale.
Oh. Wow.
She and this is another character that's going to come back here in a second too. She is one of your associates and she's sick and Florence Nightingale helps you make her get better.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her.
Rebecca.
That's kind of close. Her name is Clara O'Day.
Oh. She Irish?
No,
Why is her last name O'Day then?
I don't know.
I
She's
feel like
lives
that is-
in London.
Isn't that an Irish last name? I feel.
Probably. I have no idea. Don't quote me on nothing.
I don't know. We can spread false information. We're not a reliable source.
Clara O'Day is cool as fuck. She, and you know, I'm not a kid person, but she's a kid and she's one of your associates. She has like rallied together all of like basically the children of London and made them into like thieves. And they like, whenever you like walk past a kid on the street, you can like click a button and they can like give you stuff.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, and then in return for that help, she asks you to help liberate. There's a bunch of like child factory work, like
Yeah.
slave labor, basically going on. You know, and she asks you to go like free all the children. So you do that like throughout London for her.
Yeah.
And those are some of my favorite. And it's like a little side mission too, but I just love it so much. I don't know why.
She kind of looks like the little girl from BioShock.
She does. She's so cool too. Like when she'll like literally get in like business meeting mode with you and be like, what is it that you need? Like, what are the terms of our deal? Like, I think it's so cool.
I don't know. I don't know what this guy's name is. You're just going to have to tell me. I think he's good. But he also looks like a political figure, perhaps.
He is. He
So
is
he
a
might
real
be
person
evil.
and he's good.
Oh, he's good? Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know if like the political figures were evil in this game or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this guy, and usually political figures are bad, but this guy's actually good, and he's a real person. You meet him through Henry Green, the guy that you were like working for or whatever. I don't know how they know each other actually, but they do know each other. So his name is Duleep Singh, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And he is also known as Dalip Singh, or the Black Prince of Perthshire. He was the last Maharaja of the Sikh Empire and the youngest son of Ranjit Singh, and he ruled from 1843 to 1846.
Oh, he's like real?
Yeah, real person.
Oh, fuck. Cool.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. and he helps you. And he also has his own whole DLC.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's like really fun. He's cool as fuck. Good or evil?
She looks a little evil.
That would be correct.
I think her name is like Emma or maybe like Heather.
Her name is Lucy Thorne.
Oh.
And she's like the number 2 to Steric, the evil guy.
Is she like a nurse or something? What's the weird patch
That's a
on her arm?
Templar patch.
Oh,
you
that's
know how
kind of
evil,
like a...
Yeah, you know how evil organizations always have like an armband?
Like a Nazi.
Yeah, like they all look
reference.
like that. Like even before the Nazis, like all evil organizations
Yeah.
did that. Like
That's
the
so
armband
weird.
thing. It's super, yeah. But she is also interested in the pieces of Eden, as is Evie. That's her whole like goal.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like extra enemies on top of like both of the twins being enemies of Steric.
Yeah. This guy seems like he's real,
He is real.
but I don't know who
I
it is.
don't think you would know this one. Is he good or evil?
I think he's good. I think he's like a spy. Like
He's
someone who's like a double agent.
so his name is Friedrich Abelin, and he is known for being the head of the Jack the Ripper case
Oh.
in London. So he's a cop, a cab I know,
Oh.
but and he is like a master of disguise. So this is him in like different. He also is an old lady at one point, but I couldn't find a picture of it.
Okay.
But he does little like side business with you to like arrest the gang members.
It looks like he's staring right at me. I'm making direct eye contact with him right now, and I'm not enjoying it.
Okay, I'll change that.
Please. Guinevere.
Is she good or evil?
I think she's like a rogue. She's like a solo agent in my brain.
She's good. Can you tell who she looks like?
No. I don't know actors' names.
I met one of the other characters in the game.
Oh.
She's Jacob's great-granddaughter. And there's this really fucking cool section of the game that isn't in any other games where there's a glitch in your anime. I'm going to have to talk about this when I just make the game make more sense. She's in this really cool section of the game that's like further in the future during World War I.
Okay, cool.
That's Lydia. Oh, did I say her name was Lydia? Her name's Lydia
No.
Fry.
Oh, okay.
And this is Lydia with someone from World War
His
II.
name is Simon.
No.
Yeah.
Is he good or bad also?
I think he's good.
He is good, I think.
He kind of looks like any middle-aged white actor in Hollywood from that picture on the right, not on the left. The picture on the
He
left,
really
he looks like an
does.
old man.
This is Winston Churchill.
That is funny.
Yeah, you get to do a little bit of missions with him when you play in this like little future section. Oh, and that's the last one.
Oh, alrighty. Did I do a good job?
You did a beautiful job. I'm going to take
Thank
a
you.
sip of this before I talk about it.
Okay. That was funny.
Oh, okay. So you did pretty good at the game. You did get like kind of one right. Karl Marx.
Yeah,
You guessed socialist.
I did. I guess socialism.
You always get like pretty close, honestly. I bet one of these times you're gonna guess like a real name.
I don't know if I ever will, honestly.
I bet you will. So okay, so I guess I'll tell you like the main structure of like how Assassin's Creed games, like the overall story, the super objective, if you will. I'm reusing that joke from the Mass Effect one.
Would the overall story be the super objective? Wouldn't that just be the plot? The super objective would be the character's main want throughout the story rather than the story itself.
I know it's a joke. I have a BFA, Jayce.
Well, if you take a text analysis course.
Oh my god,
Okay.
I will literally die. But yeah, like the main story of all 12 games is there's these two organizations, the assassins. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. The assassins and the Templars. And the Templars are like basically always, no matter what year or time it is in the world, they're always just trying to take over the fucking world.
Yeah.
And the assassins are like, they fight for freedom basically, and they're like they like to kill people. Yeah. So and there's these things in the world. Oh, and also this goes like all throughout time, basically, the Assassins and Templars. There's a certain day, I'm not going to tell you, you can look it up, that it technically started. But some of the games take place before the Assassins or Templars even like existed. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, Origins is the story of how it started, I believe. But I'll never get to the end of that game.
Yeah, I don't know. The story so far is that like there's a group that is looking for like a specific artifact, and they take your son hostage, and they're like, "Show us where it is," and then they kill your son, and then you kill all of them.
Right. Yeah. So that must somehow lead into forming an organization that they kill bad people, right?
I don't know. I have no clue.
But over time, the Templars have become so powerful that they're basically like like a massive corporation, and that corporation's like guys is called Abstergo, and they're kind of like Apple or like Amazon. Like they're like huge, and they're like most advanced technology. Yeah. And the Templar and the Assassins are still trying to like fight that. And because they're trying to take over the world, you know. And there's these things called Pieces of Eden. I kind of mentioned this earlier, that can like, they're like magic, like super powerful artifacts, and they're basically always fighting to like not let it be in the other person's hands. So that the like Templars can't take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main like massive overarching thing of all the stories. Basically just a constant back and forth.
It seems to me as if the gameplay is the same for every game, give or take a few features.
Pretty much, yes. So that's why some people hate it. But this is me. Well, have you ever played fucking Madden?
No.
No, not me. I fucking hate that. But like the people that hate it are the same people that would hate games, that would love games like Madden. You know, it's just it's stupid. Anyway, so the like, not the B plot of that, but basically how they find these pieces of Eden because they've been lost throughout history, because they've been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between, Assassins and Templars. And so there's this thing called the Animus, which is basically like this computer that has like a bed attached to it that you fall asleep in. And then in the first games, this changes later, you would go back in time and like live through a period of time of like an ancestor of yours that was an assassin or a Templar or whoever. And you would get to like live through their life through this like machine.
It's sort of the same mechanic that's in the Avatar movie.
Yeah.
Blue people and
super similar to that. And that's where most of the game takes place, is inside this Animus at like much different times in the world. Like it goes back as far as like, I want to say like 900 AD or something, or like 1300 AD, like really, really, until now, like literally modern times. Like there's modern time sections of the game, and the modern time sections of the game are like different portions of each game. It's never the main focus, but some of them have barely any, and some of them have like a lot. It's just a thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this game is the twins taking over London, like I talked about. And there's just so many good things about it. So the first like 9 games, and this was the 9th game, all had this exact feeling to it. And then they like totally overhauled the game for Origins Odyssey and Valhalla, and those play like super different than all these other 9. And a lot of people call Syndicate the death of the series, but I do not understand it because it is so good to me. It's like one of my favorite ones of all of them. It's so, I just love, first of all, it was the first time I got to play as a woman. And that felt really nice. There was a woman in like a few games before, but they were never like a main game, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you
And
can switch back and forth, right?
yeah, you switch back and forth between the 2 twins, and it's cool because they play really differently. Some people say that they don't, but I feel like they do. And I feel like the only way to get them to play the same is if you give them all the same stuff and weapons. Then of course they're going to be like similar, but they're like not meant to have the same weapons. Like Evie fights with this like cane sword usually, and Jacob will either use basically like a scimitar or a like brass knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the fighting animation and style, and it really feels like people are like, it takes a long time to like, it's not like a 1-2 hit and they're out kind of thing. Like if you get caught and you don't like sneak assassinate them, then it's like a real fight.
Yeah, you have to stab them like multiple times and then they'll pull out a little weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was the first game that was like that, like long, I guess I would say. Like usually the fights wouldn't last that long if you would have to break into real fighting. Because Syndicate, even though it's the same like format as the first 8, there was like a massive improvement with this game in terms of like fighting wise and like animations and things like that.
Cool.
And it's definitely one of my favorites. I liked Odyssey. Valhalla was like fine, but I just really like the feel of how Syndicate was in my Assassin's Creed games. I don't know. I feel like I want to reserve the way it fights in Odyssey for a game like Witcher. But a lot of people, I mean, I do like it still. I'm not saying I don't like it. I don't know.
I hear you.
I like them both, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it is a little weird that in like Odyssey, it almost feels like you have superpowers. But it's like these people, I mean, yes, they should be strong. They're like assassins, but they're just humans.
Superpowers in terms of like strength?
Yeah, like there's like a Spartan kick in Odyssey that's like literally like Hulk kicking somebody.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And there definitely is kind of like magic in Valhalla because they do like, there's this whole like dream sequence with like a healer and like shit like that, which is really cool because it's like, it's Vikings. That's the time period of that one. It's the newest game. Not my favorite, but I did finish it. And it was like, it was good, but not as good as Syndicate or Odyssey. It took me a while to get into. But anyway, I think that they fight different. And it's really interesting. Evie's more stealthy and more like knockout kind of like blunter hits rather than like kill hits. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And Jacob is more like run and kill everybody, like blow shit up, you know?
Yeah.
So they work differently like that. And I really like the skill tree. That's another thing people criticize that they don't like about how the skill tree works. It's a really great one for me. I'll put a picture up on the screen, and I don't have one for you now, but I'll show you later.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 different sections of like stealth combat, and then like I think the last one's like the world around you kind of a thing. Like you get more money from chests or something like that. But there's certain skill, and you level them up separately. Yeah. Like they earn XP kind of together, so they're always like within one level of each other, but you pick the skills separately.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it required that you play both of them, or will they both level up sort of similarly even if you're only playing as Evie or only playing as the other guy?
The main missions, there's missions for Evie and there's missions for Jacob that are both main missions that you have to do.
Okay, so you sort of have to play as both.
Yeah. And then sometime there'll be like a joint one or like one big one, but it's only one of them, or like one of them's off doing something else to help, kind of a thing.
Okay,
you do have to play as both. But if you're doing like side missions, then you can be either. So I usually am Evie when I'm just like out in the world.
Yeah, and then when you're doing those and you like level up or whatever, does Jacob gain the same stuff even though you're playing mostly as Evie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, for some reason, it's not like exactly even. Like, you don't both get to level 8 at the same time. But when you switch to like the next one and you like play for like a second, then it'll like move them up too. I don't really know how to explain it.
Okay, that's fair.
Basically, you're always within one level of each other. Like if one's 3, one's 4, or they're both 4, or if one's 4 and one's 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love playing as Evie. She's awesome. She's also just like the smarter, more level-headed one. And I really think that they get like brother-sister fighting dynamic right.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the bickering, and they don't think that they have personalities, but I think that those people are wrong. And I think that they're very funny, and I don't know, like it feels so accurate to like a brother and sister bickering to me, and the girl being like, can't we do the smart thing, and him being like, let's just break shit, you know. Like I just think it's so like funny and true and like real.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay, so this is one of my favorite things in the game. So remember I said, so they get to London to like liberate it. The main guy who like leads that whole Templars occupying Onion thing is Crawford Steric. Did I say onion?
Yeah, you said onion. What did you mean to say?
What was I saying?
I don't know. Now all I can think about is onion.
Oh no, I have anxiety and it makes me mess up my words.
You're saying Crawford. I don't know. Crawford
Steric.
mission. Onion.
He's running the whole operation, I think I meant to say, that has them occupying all of London.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. So he's like the leader of the Templars, basically. And you spend your whole game like working up the way up to him to like make him weaker and whatever. But one of those things is he runs the gang that also has rule over like the underworld and the streets, you know what I mean? So then you start your own gang.
Yeah.
And you get to like run the gang and like manage their upgrades, and you have strongholds, and then they're on the street and they'll help you in fights, and like they'll have carriages for you in the street because it's like horse and buggy.
That's cool.
Years. Yeah.
You're sort of all on your own in Origins.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's what makes this one so cool, because that's not usually like a thing. In the first couple games, there was an option to have like one other assassin with you sometimes, kind of a thing. But I really love the whole gang thing, and you can conquer different like boroughs of London. So there's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different sections. And by doing tasks for like your associates, so like liberating the children from the factories, or there's like a bounty hunt for the police officer, that Friedrich Abilene. And then there's like 2 other ones, like killing a Templar, and and then taking down like gang strongholds of the opposite gang. And then there's a gang war where everybody fights, and then you can take over that borough. Yeah. And you don't have to do that to like win the game. Actually, I think you have to do at least 3, and then it like opens the final mission. But I love to do them all. I think it's so fun. A lot of people think it's like really tedious because they're all very similar.
Do you have to do like all of those things in order to clear it, or do you just have to do like one of those things to clear it, and then the other things are just like small missions that are still there?
Only those 4 kinds of things are what you need to clear it, and they'll be when you synchronize with like a checkpoint or like a fast travel point.
They like all
they pop up like how many there are and exactly where they are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. But yeah, a lot of people think it's like repetitive, and it is repetitive, but it does get harder because every section is like for a higher level. So it's like there's more levels of things, or there's more people, or they catch you faster, things like
Yeah,
that.
that's how Origins is as well.
Yeah. And so I really like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. And
Tell me something else that you love about it, Madison.
before I do that, I will talk about some things that I don't like, just to like, you know. So the modern day sections, when you're not in the Avatar Animus thing, I really like when those sections are like playable and like you play as another person who was like in the Animus in this year. And those are kind of bigger in like the first few games. There's like long sections in the second and third one, I think, where you play as this guy named Desmond. And
I like that name.
yeah, he's really fucking cool. I think he's in the first 3 games as like the modern day dude. And he also goes back as the same guy every time. That's the only one that's like the same every time through the games is the first 3. I'm pretty sure. That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't know, so sounds right to me.
Or at least 2 of them. But I forgot.
Desmond.
Oh, the modern day times. So I like when they're long and playable. In this game, there are only like 3 small cutscenes that make up like 10 minutes of the game that you can't play at all. You're just like watching it happen.
That's how it is in Origins.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that. I like to...
Yeah, I was just really confused during mine because they didn't really set it up. Right. It was just like a cutscene and then you were back asleep in the thing.
Right, and that's extra confusing for you because like you haven't...
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You haven't played an Assassin's Creed game before, so you don't even know like what that is, and you just like woke up in it.
Yeah,
Weird.
I was like, whoa, okay, so now I'm just a woman in a cave. Like, I don't really know what's going on.
Oh my god, yeah, the woman in the cave one is bad. There's also how you buy stuff is just like you go into your menu and then there's like new swords or outfits to buy just in the menu instead of like going to a
merchant
store.
It's like, yeah, like instead of a merchant.
And it's just weird because I don't want to spend that much time in a menu.
Does it like change as you level up and stuff, or is it like
it unlocks like new things. But I prefer in like an open world kind of game like this to like go to a shop or like go to a armor maker or something.
Something that's cool about Origins that I'll say in defense of it is that there's like in cities there's like people who can like do stuff for your horses or your clothing or your armor, your swords, whatever.
Yeah, I love that. And that's a mechanic in old games too. I don't know why they took it away for this one.
And then there's also like this little kid who shows up in like specific areas that like sells like really like he says that they're like rare items that are like really helpful, and they're like it's not like up against a paywall. It's just like extra items you can get that are really cool, which I enjoy.
They have those in the last 3 games in Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. It's like a new thing.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It makes it a little bit more interesting because I'm like, I wonder what he has today, because it changes.
Yeah, I like him too. I think you can buy more of those things though, like if you want.
Yeah, but I would imagine that
it's not like locked,
Yeah, I would imagine that having to do it all in a menu would suck.
Yeah, and it's just like really plain looking and whatever. I do really like the outfits. I think they're cute. I love the like full outfits or like the legacy outfits they're called. It's like when you've played other games and like your Xbox knows that and it'll give you outfits of like old characters you've had or like things like that.
Yeah.
Which I really love. The collectibles in this game are really boring. They all have like something different that's like you have to find all 100 of these in the city or whatever.
Yeah, they sort of have something similar to that in Origins where you have to like find a bunch of papers everywhere.
Yeah, totally. And there's like very similar things to that. Sometimes there's like helix glitches. That's what they are in the Syndicate game. Those pressed flowers that are all around London. That's like a really boring thing. I don't know. Boring to me.
There's a cool thing in Origins that this is no longer about just Assassin's Creed, whatever this one is, Syndicate. And now it is also about Origins because that's the only one I know. But there's this cool thing where You find these like desert areas, and then you look at the stars, and you have to like line up the stars with the correct like area that the constellation would be, and you like have to rotate it, and it's like a puzzle sort of. And then it unlocks like a memory that's like a cut scene with like you and your son who's dead.
Yeah, I remember doing those.
Yeah, those are like really fun. But the paper thing where you like collect all the
Yeah, dumb.
that was dumb.
I never do any of the collectible
Yeah, I
missions.
like do it on accident sometimes, you know.
Yeah, like if there's one right there, I'll grab it, but I'm not
Yeah.
like trying to do anything.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, I'm going back to things that I like now.
Okay.
So, I forgot to say this. So, Jacob basically is like, I'm going to take over the whole criminal underworld of this, and like it's the gang is his idea, and whatever, even though Evie can like totally run it too, and they run it together. But, in the like cutscenes and stuff, it's like my idea, you know?
Yeah.
And Evie's like, that's stupid. We need to look for the pieces of Eden because they're extremely powerful and we can't let them have them. And he's like, nope, I want to kill a bunch of dumb people. So so they like do missions that are like separate like that, whatever. And then they end up like coming together a few times, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I think it's a great story. And I think it's cool that I like the people that you meet throughout the game. Like we saw, I think everybody on this list I put on the thing. Let me just make sure. Yeah, like all the people that were in the guessing game. It's just so cool to run into real people. I love that. I talked about the mission at the end of the game where Evie's in that like dress so she can't move, and it's like extra hard to like sneak around because she can't move, or like climb walls like usual, and it's like a little political intrigue. I love that.
You do love that.
I do. So there's that, and then there's that really good scene with Crawford Sterick, the dance scene. In the final battle, they fight together as well. You play as both of them, and you fight together.
Oh, cool.
So there's this thing in this game that they haven't had in any other games, I don't think, called a unique kill opportunity. So when there's always like a person that you have to assassinate, right? That's like always the thing. Really so in the old games, less so in the newer ones, honestly. So in the assassinations in this one, there's like very big places that you need to like infiltrate very sneakily that are like covered with like police and Templars. And they will like both kill you, you know, and most of the police work for the Templars anyway. So it's like, you know, there's sometimes like infiltration opportunities that get you like a cooler way to enter, like stealing a specific person's key because you overheard a conversation with someone. Or there'll be these unique kill opportunities where rather than just like sneaking onto the like wherever they are and like killing them real quick and running away like it usually is, there'll be like something you can do that'll be like a unique kill. Like it'll be, there's this one where you have to kill a doctor that's doing like a weird torture experiments to like people and like killing them. And he's like doing a demonstration for people and he like kills the guy that he's working on, and he's like, oops, that didn't work, LOL, like go get another one. And you can sneak into the basement if you can get there, and you can be the next body they bring up and then kill him in front of all the people as Jacob. And it's like really cool. And there's like things like that are like that big and dramatic for all of like the big assassinations. There's like a unique moment where you could do that, or you could just walk in and kill him like normal too. But
yeah, that's really cool.
It's so cool.
In Origins, it's just like you have like a power up you can do where you have like a really violent move, but it's not like anything special.
Right. I'm so sad that they got rid of that in like all the newer games.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Because that's why I really like to go back and play Syndicate so much, because it's like what I feel is like a true Assassin's Creed game to me. Like I feel like it's the perfect mix of like what they originally did and what the new games are for me.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
I don't think a lot of people think that, but a lot of people also hate that there's a rope launcher in this game or like a grapple hook. And a lot of people are like, it makes it like too easy, like it's too, but I'm like, here's the thing, you don't have to use it. Like if you wanted to like run on the streets or just run on the roofs, you could. But to me, it's like kind of necessary. And this is why they've said this is why they put it in, because most of the games take place in like a much further back period of time where all of the houses and buildings are like short and like connected, basically.
Very close together.
Yeah, so you can like run across Italy on the rooftops.
Yeah.
Can't really do that in Industrial Revolution London. You can a little bit, but for the most part, like the streets are too wide. You couldn't jump from one side of the street to the other, kind of a thing, and it's just, and like really tall buildings, things like that. So the grapple hook is like kind of needed, I feel like, and it's so fun to play with. I just think it's so fun.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself wanting a grappling hook when I was playing Origins. And even in that game, the houses and buildings are pretty close together.
Yeah, for sure. And then I know I've probably talked forever about this, and I don't have enough great things to say about it. I love this game. But my last favorite thing I'll talk about is there's this section where there's like a glitch in your Animus, or like the computer thing that you're in, right? And you can go over there as like Evie or Jacob and like fall into this glitch, and you fall into a later memory of them, which is Jacob's granddaughter, Lydia Fry, in World War II.
Yeah.
And you can play a whole thing. It's like a whole nother game inside the game.
Oh, wow. Like, is there like areas that are you have to liberate in her?
Yeah, and it's London still, like World War II London. Yeah. And so it's like the same map, except like modern, and there's like planes, and it's the newest thing. But I mean, like there's modern times, right? But you never like play in the modern times like that. This is like the Animus. It's like the most recent the Animus has been, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather than like real life. And so you get to like shoot at planes and stuff, which is really interesting. I don't think it needs a whole game like that because we have plenty of games that are like World War I and whatever. But it's cool that it's like a whole little just extra section with this cool person, because also Lydia's cool as fuck.
Yeah, and it's another woman you can play as too.
Exactly. So maybe I'm biased, but and I'm kind of, I mean, now you can pick if you play as like female or male presenting, and they've started doing that in Odyssey, and I don't think they're going to stop. But I'm like, you did years of just guys, so why don't you do just a girl one then?
Yeah.
Or something like.
Yeah,
but they won't go back.
But yeah, no, I think it's probably just going to be even from now on,
and that's
fine.
Too. Yeah.
Equal rights.
But yeah, so I just love this game, and I just wanted to talk about it. I'm replaying it again because I think it's fucking fire. And thanks for listening to me rant about it.
Yeah, I mean, I really do enjoy what I've played of like Origins. I don't think it's a bad series, but I do think I would get tired of 12 total games, to be completely honest.
I felt like that too, but I would give them a chance because they are all different enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to play like 2 or 3 of them, but I don't think I could play more than that.
Confer with me next time which ones you pick.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't, because
I don't mind Origins. I think you hate Origins.
You didn't like it.
But
I definitely hate it, but
I enjoy it.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it.
I do.
But I think you like other ones better.
Yeah, okay, what would you rate it out of 10?
I'm going to give it like a 9 out of 10. I think it's a great game.
All right.
And I think it holds up. And I think it's going to for a long time. I also think Black Flag is great, and I also think Odyssey's great. And I really like 2, 3. A lot of people hate 3, but I like it. Yeah, I also liked Rogue, I think it was, but Unity sucks ass.
Like Unity,
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh.
Yeah, some of them are numbers and some of them are names.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like the first ones were numbers, right? And then the rest.
Yeah, like 1, 2, 3 are numbers, and then there's Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I think this is right. I might get the order wrong. But it's like a full game. But then there's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So it's like, but it's the 5th game.
But if there's 3 and then
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
It's weird,
Yeah,
right?
that is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
Is it just like they were doing like a spin-off or something?
I guess so.
So it didn't like count in the main storyline?
But it is considered like in the main like 12 games. Not the 22.
You're kidding.
You're kidding. Yeah. I was going to talk about Lizzie Borden this week, but then I was like, I'll talk about it for like 6 hours, so I can't.
Do you want to plug our social media?
I would like to plug our social media.
Okay.
So our Twitter and Instagram is @YourKiddingPod, and our TikTok is @YourKiddingPodcast, and we post highlights on there. And if you join our Patreon, you also get, depending on your level, but who knows, maybe you'll get bonus content. Maybe you'll get our pre-show where we're just like setting up and, having a good time. You definitely want to hear those conversations. We had a really great one today.
And you'll definitely get early access to episodes.
Yeah, early access to episodes as well.
Check us out on Patreon.
Join Julia and become our biggest fan.
Yeah.
We have some great guests coming up soon that I'm so excited about.
Yeah, should be very fun. We do interviews with our guests for Patreon as well. So
We do. We did one with Bryce last week. Our
and
producer,
Julia
Bryce.
before that.
Yes.
And we'll have more when more guests coming soon.
Heck yeah. So thanks for listening. And guess what? We'll see you next Wednesday or Tuesday if you're a patron.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you. You're kidding.
You're kidding.
You're kidding.
Alrighty.
You're kidding.
You're kidding.